There are SUVs sitting on dealer lots right now that should be selling in hours, but instead, they're literally rotting in the sun, losing value every single day while buyers line up to overpay for the same boring Toyota RAV4s and Honda CR-Vs. And here's the part that should make you mad. Every mechanic I know is quietly buying these exact SUVs for their own families. Not because they're cheap, not because they're good for the price, but because they're the kind of vehicles that cruise past 200,000 miles with basic maintenance, cost thousands less to insure, and have already taken the big depreciation hit. After 20 years in the shop, I've watched smart people walk past these SUVs, then come back years later kicking themselves after overpaying for something worse. Today, I'm exposing the 5 ultra-reliable SUVs rotting on dealer lots right now, and why ignoring them could quietly cost you tens of thousands over your ownership lifetime. By the end of this video, you'll either avoid a 5-figure SUV mistake, or you'll be paying for it every month for the next 5 to 7 years. Let's start with the 3-row SUV families keep skipping, and that one mistake is costing them thousands before they even leave the lot. The Mazda CX-9, luxury, hiding in plain sight. This 3-row SUV is sitting ignored on dealer lots right now, and it's one of the biggest deals on the entire used market. Families keep walking past it to overpay for Highlanders, and that one blind spot is costing them $8,000 to $12,000 for the exact same job. I've recommended more CX-9s to families than almost any other 3-row SUV, and the reaction is always the same. Why does this feel like a Lexus? Mazda absolutely nailed the interior on these. Real stitched leather, soft touch materials, and a quiet cabin that puts some so-called luxury SUVs to shame. Here's the money math nobody explains at the dealership. A 2019 Toyota Highlander with 50 to 70,000 miles is usually $26,000 to $34,000. A comparable 2019 Mazda CX-9 Grand Touring is $20,000 to $25,000. That's a $6,000 to $10,000 gap for the same family hauling duty. Same road trips, same kid chaos, way less damage to your bank account. Mechanically, this isn't a gamble. The CX-9 runs a 2.5-liter turbo with around 250 horsepower, a timing chain instead of a timing belt, and a proven 6-speed automatic. No CVT headaches, no experimental transmissions. This drivetrain has a track record for going the distance with basic maintenance. Reliability is the quiet reason mechanics trust these. Consumer Reports rates the 2017 to 2022 CX-9 above average. J.D. Power scores its dependability right alongside the usual safe brands. RepairPal ranks it near the top of the midsize SUV segment for ownership costs. In plain English, this isn't the SUV that lives on a lift. The only reason people hesitate on the CX-9 is depreciation. It drops faster than a Highlander early on, and buyers confuse that with bad quality. In reality, that drop already happened to the first owner. If you buy used, your cost per mile is lower, insurance is often cheaper, and you still get a premium-feeling family SUV. If you care about the badge in your driveway, the Highlander will impress the neighbors. If you care about what your SUV costs you over the next 5 to 10 years, the CX-9 is one of the smartest 3-row buys on the used market. If you think a 3-row family SUV can't be both premium and affordable, the next one flips the script even harder, because it saves you money every single time you fill up. The Toyota Venza, the blind spot of the used market. This is the SUV that quietly reduces your fuel spend while buyers argue gas versus electric, and it's also one of the few ultra-reliable Toyotas you can still pick up below market hype. The Venza lives in a weird blind spot. It's not rugged enough to excite the 4Runner crowd, and it's not hyped enough to steal attention from the RAV4 hybrid, so buyers scroll right past it. That's exactly why these end up lingering on lots longer than they should, and why smart buyers are getting Toyota hybrid reliability without paying the hype tax. Here's what the used market actually looks like right now. A 2021 Venza hybrid with 40 to 60,000 miles is typically listed around $25,000 to $30,000. A RAV4 hybrid with similar mileage, you're usually looking at $30,000 to $35,000. That's a $5,000 to $7,000 difference for two SUVs built on the same proven Toyota hybrid architecture, same reliability DNA, One just carries a much bigger hype tax. Mechanically, this is one of Toyota's safest bets. The 2.5-liter hybrid setup has been used across millions of Camry and RAV4 hybrids. No turbo, no traditional transmission. Toyota's eCVT hybrid system is about as boring and as reliable as modern drivetrains get. These powertrains regularly clear 200,000 miles with routine maintenance. Reliability data lines up with what shops see. Consumer Reports rates the Venza above average for predicted reliability. J.D. Power scores it well for dependability. And Toyota's hybrid systems have some of the lowest major failure rates in the segment. Even the hybrid battery packs are designed for long service life, and the warranty coverage on hybrid components reduces long-term risk compared to most gas-only SUVs. Ownership costs are where this thing quietly shines. Real-world fuel economy in the high 30s to low 40s miles per gallon. Fewer brake jobs thanks to regenerative braking. Lower routine maintenance. Over 5 years, that adds up to real money back in your pocket. Insurance is often more reasonable than larger hybrids like the Highlander because replacement costs and theft risk are lower. So why do these linger on lots? Simple. The Venza doesn't scream adventure or status. It's refined, efficient, and kind of anonymous. Buyers confuse that with boring. Mechanics see it as low drama, and low drama is exactly what you want when you're trying to own an SUV for a decade without bleeding cash. If your goal is maximum reliability, low running costs, and avoiding the electric vehicle learning curve, the Venza is one of the smartest, ultra-reliable SUVs you can buy right now that most people aren't even considering. Fuel savings are great, but the next SUV shows you how much money people burn chasing a badge, and why mechanics quietly choose something else. The Acura RDX, the luxury that pays you back. People are paying 10 grand extra for a BMW badge, while mechanics quietly buy this instead. I see this play out all the time. Someone comes in dead set on a BMW X3 because it feels premium. And yeah, it does, until the warranty runs out and the repair bills start reminding you who really won that deal. While mechanics quietly buy this instead. A 2020 BMW X3 with 50 to 70,000 miles is often sitting around $33,000 to $40,000. A comparable 2020 Acura RDX, you're usually looking at $22,000 to $26,000. That's a $11,000 to $14,000 gap before you've even turned the key. Here's where the math gets ugly for the badge buyers. The RDX drops about 45% in value over 5 years, which scares off image shoppers. But for used buyers, that's the sweet spot. You're picking up a vehicle that started life as a $40,000 plus luxury SUV for $22,000 to $26,000. Same segment, similar performance, completely different financial reality. Under the hood, this is Honda reliability in a nicer suit. The 2.0-liter turbo is proven. The 10-speed automatic has matured with updates, and parts and labor don't come with German luxury markups. Oil changes, brakes, suspension work. This is the difference between paying normal car prices and luxury brand prices for the same basic maintenance. The real shock comes after the warranty expires. Out of warranty, BMW ownership is where budgets go to die. Cooling systems, electronics, and turbo-related repairs can wipe out the price difference in a hurry. The RDX, on the other hand, has a reputation for staying predictable as the miles climb. That predictability is what keeps long-term ownership costs under control, and it's the part nobody brags about on social media. If you're financing, this gap gets even wider. Lower purchase price means lower monthly payments, less interest over the life of the loan, and less money tied up in depreciation. Two SUVs in the same class. One drains your budget quietly, the other leaves you room to breathe. If you think German luxury is expensive to own, wait until you see how much families overpay just to feel safe with the wrong 3-row. The Toyota Highlander Hybrid, the family tank everyone skips. This is one of the most dependable 3-row SUVs you can buy, and it's one most families never even consider. Most families looking at 3-row hybrids laser focus on the latest Highlander hybrid or jump to something fully electric. That leaves the 2018 to 2022 Highlander hybrid sitting longer than it should. Even though it's one of the most proven long-haul family SUVs Toyota has ever built. It's not exciting, It doesn't look futuristic. It just works, and that's why it lasts. Here's the market reality. A 2019 Highlander hybrid with around 70 to 90,000 miles is often listed in the $24,000 to $29,000 range. The newer body style with similar features can run $34,000 to $40,000 with comparable mileage. That's a $8,000 to $12,000 gap for essentially the same reliability story and real-world utility. Same family duty, very different payment. Underneath, you're getting Toyota's 3.5-liter hybrid system, paired with an eCVT that's been around long enough to prove itself in high-mileage fleets. No turbo stress, no complicated multi-speed transmissions. These powertrains are known for quietly stacking miles well past 200,000 with basic maintenance. It's boring engineering. And boring is exactly what you want when you're trying to own a family hauler for a decade. Reliability is why these age gracefully. The long-term scores on these years are consistently strong, and in the shop, they don't show up for major failures. They show up for normal wear like brakes, tires, and fluids. The hybrid components are built for long service life, and the warranty coverage takes a lot of the risk out as the miles climb. Ownership costs are where this really pays you back. Real-world fuel economy in the high 20s to low 30s for a 3-row SUV matters. Regenerative braking stretches brake life. Routine service stays predictable. And over 5 to 7 years, those savings can wipe out a big chunk of the price difference versus a gas-only 3-row. Insurance is often lower too, because replacement costs aren't as painful. So why do these sit? They sit because buyers chase the newest look and mistake age for weakness. What matters is proven durability, and this generation has it. The depreciation hit is already baked in. You're buying after the market has done the painful part. If your goal is maximum reliability in a 3-row SUV without stepping into unproven tech, this is one of the safest long-term bets sitting on used lots right now. And if you think reliability comes from newer tech and flashier design, the last SUV on this list is about to prove that old-school engineering still wins. The Lexus GX460, the one rotting on lots that outlasts them all. This SUV is getting skipped because it looks old, and that one shallow judgment is costing buyers thousands for vehicles that won't last half as long. Most shoppers cross-shop this with things like the Land Rover Discovery because they want something rugged, upscale, and capable. On paper, the Discovery looks modern and impressive. In the real world, the Lexus GX460 is the one that keeps going when the warranty is a distant memory. This is the part buyers usually overlook. A 2017 to 2019 GX460 with 80 to 100,000 miles is commonly listed around $24,000 to $32,000. A comparable Land Rover Discovery with similar mileage is usually $32,000 to $42,000. That's an $8,000 to $12,000 difference for SUVs in the same premium rugged category. Same family hauling job, very different financial outcomes. Under the hood, the GX is old school for a reason. A naturally aspirated V8, a conventional automatic transmission, a body-on-frame chassis with proper four-wheel drive. No turbo stress, no air suspension, no layers of electronics waiting to age badly. The Discovery relies on turbocharged engines, complex drivetrains, and air suspension. Great when new, expensive when you're the second owner. This is where reliability separates marketing from reality. GXs don't come into the shop for drivetrain failures. They come in for brakes, fluids, suspension bushings, the boring stuff. The Land Rover Discoveries, electronics, suspension faults, drivetrain issues once the miles climb. The Lexus is built on hardware that's already proven it can cross 250,000 to 300,000 miles with routine maintenance. Ownership costs follow the same story. Yes, the GX drinks more fuel, but the big surprise bills almost never show up. The hardware is proven, parts are everywhere, and you're not gambling on fragile tech. Insurance is often more reasonable than flashier luxury SUVs because repairs are predictable. Over 5 to 10 years, that kind of stability quietly saves you real money compared to the Discovery's roller coaster repair profile. The reason these get overlooked is simple, because buyers confuse newer styling with better engineering. The GX doesn't chase trends, it sticks to proven hardware, and that's why it lasts. If you want an SUV that's actually built to outlast your loan and costs less to buy than the flashier alternatives, the Lexus GX460 is one of the smartest, ultra-reliable buys sitting on used lots right now. 5 SUVs, 5 different use cases, 1 shared truth. The best buys aren't the ones everyone's chasing, they're the ones everyone's overlooking. The CX-9, Venza RDX, Highlander Hybrid, and GX460 all prove the same lesson. Let someone else eat the depreciation, buy what's already proven, and stop paying for hype you'll never drive. If you're shopping right now, the real mistake isn't picking the wrong SUV, it's ignoring the right ones sitting in plain sight.